Hello guys, as I have mentioned in my previous videos, I'm bilingual in Korean and English, and being bilingual in two languages that are strikingly different from each other is fun, and it has taught me a lot of things and it added more colors into my life. But as with so much else in life, there are cons as long with the pros. So in this video, I want to share with you 3 pros and 3 cons of being a bilingual in Korean and English. So I'll begin with the cons first and then end with the pros. First, people misunderstand me a lot. People get me wrong a lot. And misunderstanding mainly comes from 2 things, language differences and cultural differences. So for language differences, according to the research that I have done, the Korean language is one of the most original languages in the world, to the point that its origins cannot be traced to any language and is considered a language isolated by most of the linguists. And so that means if I speak in English the way I speak in Korean or vice versa, it's gonna sound really weird, and there is such a thing as lost in translation. And there's so many examples that I want to share with you, but that's gonna be a video for another time. But to give you the simplest example, in English, if you feel happy, you can say, I'm the luckiest person in the world, right? But if you say the exact same thing in Korean and say, 나는 세상에서 가장 복받은 사람인 것 같아요, it's gonna sound really weird, because in Korean we don't really speak like that, because in Korean culture we are kind of used to lowering ourselves down, and it's frowned upon if you talk about what you are proud of in your life or admitting to yourself that you're good at something. But I noticed that if I humble myself too much, as a lot of Koreans habitually do, it often makes people, especially people from the Western culture, uncomfortable and even make them think that I have to work on my confidence more, because they usually grew up in an environment where self-esteem, self-expression, and positive energy are considered important qualities in a person. So please don't think that just because Koreans make a lot of self-deprecating comments, that means that they mean everything they say and that they have zero confidence, because it's just the way we use the language. And in regards to culture differences, let me explain more on what's on my next list, on my cons list, which is my personality shifts depending on people that I'm with. To be more specific, depending on which cultural background the people that I'm with are from. And it's not like I intentionally do it, but it just effortlessly happens now this way. And it has been like this ever since I became clearly aware of the fact that there is a huge difference in what people from different cultural backgrounds are culturally conditioned to believe. To give you an example, in Korea, respecting other people who are older than you, even just 1 or 2 years older, is considered very important. So it's not considered a good thing if you kind of talk too much about yourself more than the other person who is older than you. So in that sense, silence means that you are respecting the other person and that you expect them to talk more and that you are more willing to listen to them. But in Western culture, especially Northern America, people think self-expression is really important. So if you are being shy or quiet, people tend to think that it's weird or kind of misread it as a sign that, oh, maybe she doesn't want to hang out with me, maybe she doesn't want to get to know me, maybe she doesn't like me. So the bottom line is that if I behave in a totally consistent way, regardless of which cultural background the person I'm with is from, it usually ends up offending a lot of people. So it kind of became my daily grind to shift my external attitude depending on which culture that my friends, that the people I'm with are from. And it is fun and adventurous, exciting, but sometimes it leads me to experience identity confusion as well. third, I have more responsibilities now. Now that I'm bilingual with understanding not only of the language but also of the culture, I have more friends from people all over the world, and it is kind of my responsibility to really keep up with both languages and balance it in order not to cause miscommunication, at least reduce it as much as I can. And I noticed that if I don't use one language for a certain period of time, that my fluency level goes down, and that happens even in my mother tongue. Although the gap is not as fluctuant. And so such situation as, why is she stuttering? Why can't she come up with the most basic word? Why is she so confused? Does she not want to talk to me? Happens. And I think it's more likely to happen if you don't have a foreign accent in that foreign language. Like if you have a nearly perfect native accent in that language, people just immediately think that you are a native speaker of that language, no matter how many times that I tell them that I'm not. So they just unconsciously don't expect me to make mistakes, or they expect me to be on the same page with everything that they know, from brands, food, movies, actors, that you cannot but know if you are from their culture, if you're born and raised in their culture. So it's something that I need to work on constantly to fill in the gaps. So these were my cons, and believe it or not, they are actually pros in disguise of cons. So here's my pros list. First, I understand other people better. I used to be a people pleaser and be really disappointed in myself if I failed to please everybody in the room. But ever since I realized that no matter how well-meaning or how hard I try, it's impossible to please everybody, I no longer try too hard, and I learned how to just go with the flow. And now that I understand how it feels like to be misunderstood, I am less judgmental of other people's now. But the important thing is, if I am true to myself, my beliefs, my values, then that usually ends up making me feel good and produce the best result. Second, I understand and embrace myself better. I realize that there's no such thing as one fixed personality in a person, because personality is not me. Personality is a means through which your belief, values, and feelings shines and shows, and there's no one fixed way to do that. You can be an introvert and extrovert at the same time. You can be a shy and outgoing person at the same time. It all depends on which situation you're in, how comfortable you feel around the people that you're with. So what I do is, if I feel shy at a certain moment, then I just let myself be shy. I don't try to suppress that shyness, but at the same time let other people know that I am being shy so that they don't misunderstand me. Because my principle when it comes to interacting with other people is that I cannot please everybody, but at least I can try not to mistakenly hurt them. So don't confine yourself thinking that I'm an introvert, so I'm not gonna bother going to talk to them, or I'm an extrovert, so I'm gonna keep on talking. No, just be you, feel what you feel, but at the same time be considerate of other people and really allow that flexibility into your personality, because I believe that's the truest way to be just you. And third, I became a hard worker. I experienced that even if it takes a long time, hard work does pay off and the power of habit is real. Although hard works are not always fun, and it sometimes means that I have to drag my body to sit down and get the works done and even do the things that I don't want to do at that moment, its fruit is sweet. And this lesson kind of allowed me to move forward in everything else that I do in my life, including learning Chinese, which I hope enables me to become a trilingual someday. But I know it's going to take a really long time, because even balancing two languages is hard. But if I add one more language, it's going to be really, really hard to juggle. But it's something that I am trying to work my way up to. So these were my pros and cons. And please know that in everything there are two sides. But if you choose to focus on the good side and enjoy the process, then no matter the challenges and struggles you face, you can keep up with it no matter what. And diving into the world of foreign languages is not all rainbows and unicorns, but it is a marvelous journey for sure. So if you like this video, please click that thumbs up button, or please subscribe to my channel. More videos coming up. And if you are bilingual in 2 languages that are totally different from each other as well, please leave a comment down below what you could relate to or what you disagreed with. I would really love to know, and I really love reading comments, so please. And I'll see you on my next video, and thank you so much for watching.